Okay, so in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to, uh, sorry. So we're going to be creating some set of functions, okay, using JavaScript. So we're going to like create five functions that do five different things, okay. So the first function is going to be like a tip calculator. So yeah, so we're going to like the user is going to enter two set of numbers or set of values. I don't know. But you get the point. So these are going to enter a set of numbers, and one is going to be the food amount, the other is going to be the tip percentage. Okay, like for example, let's say the total food is $500, and we want to pay the waitress. We want to pay tip of like we want to give the waitress tip of like let's say 5% of the total amount of our food whatever. So that would be 5% of 500, and 5% of 500 is 50 divided by 2, $25. So and if we add the two together, 500 plus 25, that is 525. Okay, so this is what you want to give back to the user. Okay, I want to give back total to the user. So the user is going to enter food amount 500, you're going to enter tip amount 10%. So that's going to be 500 plus 25, which is going to be 5 to $525. So that's for the first function, and then the second function and the third and the fourth and the blah blah blah, as you can see here. So just write function that sums two numbers or has two numbers, that subtract two numbers, that divides two numbers, that multiply two numbers, and also going to undo dividing by zero. Okay, so for this exercise, I'm going to be doing all these things in ES5 standard and also ES6 standard. Okay, so I'm going to use arrow function and also the normal function. So let's get started. So the first step is like to create a file in VS Code, which I've already done. So I named my youtube.js. Okay, so for our tip calculator, so I'm just going to like use function name, and then I'm going to call it cow. Okay, I've already created a function before, so that I'm going to call it cow sum total. Okay, cow sum total. Okay, let's name something like meaningful. Let's say cow yeah, I think let me just okay, so it doesn't just keep popping up. Let me just say food total. So this is going to be food total. What am I doing? Okay, then this sorry, I'm also just learning JavaScript. I'm not an expert or anything. That is why I'm slow here. But yeah, whatever. Who cares? So that's going to be cow food total. And then what am I doing? Okay, so yeah, the arguments we're going to collect the food total. These are going to enter food total, and then it's going to give us tip percentage and the tip. So yeah, so this guy is going to be this. That's going to be like this. Food total is going to be so so basically this is going to be entering the tip is going to be like between 1% and 100%. Okay, so and you know percentage is 100, so we are going to have to like divide the number that the user gives us by 100 to get an actual value, the correct value. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah. So basically this is what I mean. This is going to enter something like 10, but that 10 is not just ordinary 10, it's going to be 10%. So when we're trying to like add up the total, we have to like divide by 100 to get the actual value. So 10 divided by 100 is going to be 0.1, and that's what we're trying to do here. So that's going to be in brackets, so that's going to be tip divided by 100 multiply by the food total, okay, to get the percentage of the food. Okay, and then we come down here and then we say, okay, oh sorry, sorry, this should be tip percentage. I'm sorry if I'm confusing you, I'm very sorry. I think when I'm done I'm going to like explain this eating again. So that is food. So now food total, okay, food total is going to be equals to tip percentage plus the food total that the user enters. Okay, and also I just realized I'm making a mistake. I have to like declare these variables. Is it declaration? Yeah. So I have to use const. You can use const or let. Okay. Const is when you are certain, like you're not going to change that variable name or whatever. You're not going to change it to the rest of your program or the rest of your function or whatever. Yeah, but let is when I'm going to like change it. Okay, so I don't plan on changing these values or anything. So I'm going to use const for everything. So food total tip percentage plus food total equals to tip percentage plus food. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So and then we'll say return. Okay, just for simplicity, let me just remove this food total. So just go total. So just return total. Okay, so that's our program. That's just it's very simple thing. And then to check if this thing we're going to do console log, then call a function, call food total, and then we're going to input food and tip. So see food. Let's say like I said earlier, our food total is 500. Okay, and then our tip wants to pay our root raise 5% of 500. So all these functions is just going to add our food total, which is our food amount, which is 500, plus the percentage of the food. The tip. The percentage of the food, which is the tip. You're going to add them together, which is going to then output our final value. So basically, is if this is correct, which I believe it is, we should get 525. So let us see if we are going to get 525. Yay! It works. Yeah, so that works. So instead of just writing another cool thing that instead of just writing this formula here, we can just like take this out and then bring it here. We can create another variable const tip, and we can name it, let's say tip percentage equals to this, and then remove the parentheses. Okay, and then you say tip. Okay, this one should then be tip. You name this one to tip amount equals to tip percentage. Okay, and then we name this one so to avoid errors, tip amount, and then so let me clear this and then run the program again using this play button, or just pressing Control Alt N. Okay, 525. So that is correct. Let's see if this thing is actually real and it's not photoshopped. Although that's stupid, I don't think you can Photoshop in this type of stuff. So let's do 745. So our food amount is 700 and our the tip percentage is 45. But just for simplicity, let's use something like 20%. So we get 700 plus 20% of 700. 20% of 700 is 2 times 7, 14. So that should be 140. Yeah, 140. So that's our final answer should be 700 plus 140, which is going to give us 840. So let's just see if this works. Control Alt N, or even on Mac, so that's going to command Alt N. You see 840. So yeah, this thing works. So we want to use arrow function. I don't really know, maybe arrow function, but okay, no. Let's do arrow function in the next programs. So yeah, let me comment this out. So we've done this. We are done with this one. The next one is then to write a function that sums two numbers. And that's very simple. Okay, so this is in the main function, let's see sum, then takes in A and B, and then we write our code, just return a plus b. It's very simple. And that is also, let's do console log sum. Let's give it 8 comma 8, so that should be 16. So let's see if it works. Boom, 16. So we want to use arrow function for this arrow function. So this is like the old standard of writing functions. The new standard is using like arrow functions. So let us see how arrow functions work. So basically I've written it here. So this arrow, just this is the notation. So we're just going to be const, then the name of our function, we're going to name it sum. Okay, let me say sum2. Then I'm going to have this assignment operator, and then this is going to be what our argument is going to be here. So a, b, and then this, and then we say instead of just writing, instead of having to type curly braces or brackets or whatever, it's not writing curly braces and also typing return. All you have to just do is just write this equal to sign and or assignment operator, and then this greater than sign together. So a plus b, and just to say that this thing, well, let me comment this thing out, although it's not going to output, it's not going to log anyway. So console the log, so that's going to be sum2, then let's say 33 comma 33, which is 66. So Control Alt and 66, boom, it works. So that's our second function is done. Let me comment this out. Okay, so now let us write a function that subtracts numbers. So it is sub, and then you say okay, yeah, using arrow functions. So that's going to be a comma b. Okay, so basically arrow functions is like the new standard ES6 standard, and instead of having to like write things like having to write function blah blah blah, you can just use arrow functions, and it is way shorter and way simpler. Okay, and also it doesn't require, it has this thing called implicit return. So it doesn't have to you don't have to write return a plus b, just like we did here. We didn't write return and then we still got the same answer. So I hope I'm making sense. So that's the difference between the old function notation or whatever and arrow functions. For arrow functions, you don't need to use curly braces. You don't need to use you don't need to type return, and also it is way shorter and way shorter than the old method. So I'm going to subtract two numbers here, a and b. So that's going to be this, then a minus b. Okay. So if the user gives something like 5, 7, so that's going to be minus 2. Okay, but we don't want any negative answer. I really want to subtract bigger number minus smaller number, so we will have to create a conditional here. And how do we do that? Very simple. I will have to use curly braces here. So I'll have to say something like if a is greater than b. Okay, I want you to return a minus b. Okay, else return b minus a. So else, so if the let me just do this using an example. So console the log, let's say this 2 comma sub 2 comma 6. So basically if we didn't include this conditional, I'll just say something like a minus b, but we're going to get minus 4. But because I included this conditional that if a is greater than b, it should only do a minus b, Else, if this like if this is false, else you should do b minus a, b minus a. So that is going to be 4. So Control Alt N 4. Okay, so I want to check something. I've not tried it before. I want to say if I remove return. Okay, undefined, didn't work. So I think it's because we're staying in condition, we're using condition, and that's why we have to use return. But most times you don't have to use return in arrow functions. Okay, so we have done adds 2 numbers, and we've also done subtract 2 numbers. So now let's do divide 2 numbers. Okay, using arrow functions again. So that becomes div assignment operator, and then we say it takes in 2 arguments. Okay, and then assignment operator greater than sign, and then write our code. Okay, basically this is going to be the a divided by b. Okay, that's just simple stuff. But what if what if b is 0? You know, that's going to be undefined, or undefined, or maybe I think infinite. But in computer it's completely going to be undefined. So what if the b is 0? How do we do that? You have to undo this, and how we'll do this is just simple, using conditionals again. I would say if b, like the denominator, numerator, okay, denominator is 1 down, sorry about that. So that if b is less than or equals to 0, sorry, what? If b is greater than 0, if b is greater than 0, I want you to run, it should be a divided by b. Else, like now, if b is equals to 0 or less than 0, it should not run. So I'm going to say it should not run. Just say something like, okay, let's just input a message like that says console. Should it be console? No. Let's do something like return. Okay, return. No. There's a way. Sorry. So yeah. So if I want to say that if b is greater than 0, we should do a divided by b. A divided by b. But what if b is equals to 0 or is less than 0? What do we want to do? We don't want it to like input anything. So just going to say maybe like nothing. Let me remove this and see what happens. Console log. Div. Okay, so let's say 3 1. Okay. What? I made a mistake. Okay, this should be return. I should put return here. So let's see this again. Then see 3. Okay. So let me see. What if this thing is 0? What if it's 0? What will you say? Undefined. Perfect. That's what we want. And what if it's negative? Undefined. Perfect. But but actually, 3 divided by -1 is -3. I wanted to actually impute that. What do we do? Very simple. You can just say something like or logical or if b is less than 0. Let me see if this works. It is because to 0. Okay, so control it. -3. Boom, it works. So this one right here is logical or. Okay, so if either of these statements is true, it's going to run. Okay, so if b is greater than 0 but b is not less than 0, it's going to run. Okay, so that's basically it. I hope I'm making sense. Okay, so the last one, I think, the last one is just to multiply two numbers, which is very simple. We're going to do it like this one. So that's just going to be const using arrow functions again. We have to get used to using arrow functions, yeah, because that's like the new method. It makes our lives so simple. So assignment operator, then Dixon A B, and then we have this, so just A asterisk B. So that's it. Very simple. So now let's call all the functions that we've written. Console.log. The first one that we did was tip calculator, which is this one. So yeah. So let's say our food amount this time is, have I commented on this? Yeah. Let's say our food amount this time is just maybe $300, and then our tip amount is like, we want to pay our waiter, we want to pay just 20%, right? And then our console, 20% here. So for that we should get, we should get 300 plus 20% of 300. So that's going to 300 plus, what's 20% of 300? That is 60. So our answer should be 360. Okay, but just a sec. So this one, sum, what did I name it? Sum 2. Okay, what did I name it? Sum 2. Okay, I created some functions. Okay, using our function. Okay, so that was sum 2, let's say 44,70, which is going to be 114. Then console log, you know what, I don't want to just be typing this, so I'm just going to like paste 2 3. So yeah, that's it. So I'm just going to like change this one to sub. I think I named it, sub. And then this one is going to be div. And then this one is going to be more. So that just change the value so we know this. So yeah. Or should you use, okay, let's use simple values. So let's use the same set of values so that it doesn't get confusing. Okay, so for this one, like I said, we are meant to get 360. We're going to see if it's correct. So this one, we're going to meant if it's sum, so that's going to be 11. Okay, and then if it's subtract, we're going to get, you know, this one is actually, like, you should get normally you should get, it should be a minus b, but we already that if a is less than, I explained that earlier, so blah blah. So that's going to be 7 minus 3. That's going to be 3. This one should be 4 divided by 7. Okay, let's just do something that give us O number. So let's say 42 divided by 7, which is 6. So this one should be 6. And then multiplication, which is 4 times 7, which is 28. So this should be the answer we're going to get. But this one also wants to try something. So this would be console.log, then sub. So I want to be like the first value here is greater than the second value. So this one should be, let's say 10,4. Okay, which is going to be 10 minus 4, which is going to be 6. So now let's run our program and see if we're going to get this correct things. So call the Control Alt N. So 360 correct, 11 correct, 3 correct, 6 correct, 6 correct, 8 correct. So there you have it. So they're just simple functions in JavaScript. I hope what I did there made sense, yeah. And yeah, see you in the next video.